This song is a classic right here. I figured I'd throw on some, non-copyright music just for the heck of it. Gonna start in like a minute or two. Welcome, non-existent viewers. I'm live streaming my answers to my own "Would you rather" questions. I made a poll about this last week on Wednesday. I was hoping to do this live stream last night, but unfortunately, I had a lot of stuff come up, with work and things like that. But I figured, I think Thursday would be a decent day to do a live stream because it's March 31st, the last day of March. So I figured, let's end this. Which is March went by way too fast this year, honestly, guys. Like, so I figured I go through. I'm gonna answer most of my own would you rather questions. Some of the would you rather questions I've asked on Wednesdays have been about things I should be doing for my channel. Like, would you guys rather me live stream my Q&A session back on New Year's Eve or just make it a typical video? I'm not gonna be answering those questions. I'll be answering most of them though. So the very first one that I asked, which was way back in, I believe, April of 2020, dang, 2 years ago, that was my last semester on campus at CSU. And then they made us all move into one dorm. The handful of us that are still living on campus, they made us all move into the same dorm because of COVID. Yeah, that was an interesting time in my life for sure. So the first would you rather question I asked you guys is, would you rather live the rest of your life without anger or live the rest of your life without fear? You guys voted 75% of you guys voted for without anger, which I think is really interesting. I've been trying to be better about not getting angry over stupid things anymore, but I'm gonna say live the rest of my life without fear because never being afraid of anything would just be it would be like a it, I would say that because it would just be like a good way to stay on track and other things. If I'm never getting angry again, that means I can't make funny rant videos for you guys because well I'll never be angry at anything, right? Or if I see a really bad movie, I can't vent about it for my movie reviews. So I'm gonna say live the rest of my life without fear. All right, so the second one is would you rather grow stupid ad, hold up. Would you rather grow 10 times bigger than you already are, you just become a giant, or split into 10 miniature versions of yourself? 100% of you guys voted for become a giant. And I echo that sentiment. I agree with you guys on that because, if I'm 10 times bigger, I could just uh, getting around places would be pretty. If I split into 10 miniature versions of myself, they all have their own consciousness and their own free will. It's like one of me is enough. I don't want to be tiny. All right, and the third question I asked you guys is: would you rather have a real lightsaber or 9,999 tacos? And once again, 100% of you guys voted for a real lightsaber. I don't trust myself with a real lightsaber, if I'm gonna be honest. I'll hold it like this and, like, just, like, stab myself by accident. I would instead have I would rather have all the tacos because then I won't have to pay for food for a while. I just, like, eat my supply of tacos. And the fourth one I asked is, like, I made this one relevant for, like, because at the time I was dealing with finals, it was final week at CSU. I asked, "Would you rather write amazing papers but be horrible at taking exams, or write terrible papers but ace all your exams?" You guys, 67% of you guys voted for write terrible papers but ace all your exams. Since I was an English major and I most of my classes are more like writing based instead of, like exam driven or like quiz driven, I would say write amazing papers but be really bad at taking exams because again, this is like what I studied. I took a lot of like literature classes. So I'd say write amazing papers but be terrible at taking exams. And for the fifth one is I ask guys, what would you rather have as a pet, an elephant-sized dog or a dog-sized elephant? So the choice is either like Fenrir or like a Sicilian like baby dwarf mammoth. Those were a thing on the Ice Edge. I'm not joking. And 57% of you guys voted for the dog-sized elephant, and I agree because it'd be a lot easier to take care of. It'd just be like a little cuddly lap elephant. That'd be so cute. And, so this is the 6th Would You Rather Wednesday. I'm stuck on a desert island for 1 week with a TV and internet and have a week until you're rescued. Which form of amusement would you rather have for 1 week in this island shack? Streaming services like Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, or video games like PS4, Xbox One, or Switch? I would you 100% of you guys voted for streaming services. That I found pretty surprising. I'd say I'd rather have my video games because I got back into playing Minecraft recently. And I'm gonna tell you guys this now. Strip mining in Minecraft while listening to Harry Potter audiobooks, if you guys probably know this if you follow me on Twitter, that to me is like therapy. And if I'm like stuck on Desert Island for a week, I could probably have my entire strip mine all cleared out like within the span of that week, which would be really nice. Oh my gosh. Well, there was if my memory is correct, this got the most votes at 20 votes. Which would you rather sacrifice to the disease gods and the COVID-19 pandemic? Your arms or your legs? My leg! That's all you need to hear. All right, I'm really proud of you guys for this one. For Would You Rather Wednesday 8. Would you rather be stuck on a lifeboat in the ocean with a tiger or Cardi B? 86% of you guys voted for the tigers. Yeah, Cardi B is just even though the tiger would probably eat me alive, we're probably gonna die either way. So if I'm gonna be stuck in life with a tiger, at least he'll just put me out of my misery instead of having to listen to Cardi B like speaking like just that. Ugh, her voice is so annoying and like she's just the most disgusting person, Cardi B. I can't stand her. I can't stand her music or as a person. All right, so for the ninth Would You Rather Wednesday, I asked you guys, would you rather know how you'll die or when you'll die? 78% of you guys voted for you'd rather know how you'll die. That I found pretty surprising that you guys would rather know how you'll die instead of when you'll die. I personally would rather know when I'll die so I can plan for it. So if I know I'm gonna die like in a year from now, I could say, well, okay, I'm just gonna like I know what to do. Like if I was still at school when I did this, I would drop out of college because well, I mean, I wouldn't use my degree for anything if I'm dying in a year from now, and I would just like probably sell a lot of my things and just like travel more. If I just like go to places I've never been to and just focus on like giving back because I have a year to live. I'm not gonna just like spend it all selfishly. I want to like help others. And doing this. Okay. Would you rather have the intelligence level of Patrick Star but still be really happy or Jimmy Neutron but be super miserable? 92%, oh, 24 votes. I think that might be the highest one we've had so far. I 92% of guys voted for, be as intelligent as Patrick but still be really happy. I agree with you guys because I remember like reading that Albert Einstein had no social skills and he didn't have like that many friends because like when you're that smart, everyone else just looks like an idiot to you, and you're just like you just become lonely and depressed. And like, I feel like intelligence is a relative term. Like you can be like a genius at like English and history, but a complete imbecile at math and science, and vice versa. And and I don't believe that there are that many like truly stupid people in this world. Just a lot of like ignorant and uneducated people. Ignorant and uneducated, like I said, they're relative terms. See, the ignorant person admits that I don't know everything. Stupid people always act like they're the smartest, most brilliant, amazing people ever. When again, they're just idiots. And it's like, you know, going to CSU for 4.5 years really made me embrace the phrase. It's very difficult to win an argument with a genius, but it's impossible to win an argument with an idiot. All right, next. So, which fictional universe would you rather live in? Star Wars or Middle Earth? Oh, 30 votes. This is definitely so 30 votes. That was like our record as of now. You got 73% voted for Star Wars, which yeah, that's understandable because I feel like I love the Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings trilogy is my favorite movie of all time. But like the lack of technology in Middle Earth would get pretty frustrating. Like Star Wars is like, oh, it's in space, it's a future, different planets, like spaceships, laser guns, lightsabers. I would agree. Like Star Wars would be my choice. Oh gosh, that's one. It's like you are again. This is back in 2020, so it's like you are duct taped to a chair and held at gunpoint as you are forced to watch either of these horrible, infamous movies that are now 10 years old. Would you rather be subjected to The Last Airbender or Twilight Saga Eclipse? Hold up. 64% of you guys voted for The Last Airbender, which that really surprised me. I'd rather sit through that than Twilight Saga The Eclipse. I think, Eclipse was the most tolerable. I haven't seen Breaking Dawn's part 1 or 2, but I did see Eclipse, and yeah, Eclipse is a god-awful movie, but it had some cool, like, vampire werewolf fights while, like, The Last Airbender is just an unbearable nightmare start to finish. Like, we don't speak of that movie. So I would say Twilight Saga Eclipse. I would disagree. That guy's fine. Right, would you rather have a lot of tattoos but no piercings or no tattoos but a lot of piercings? 100% of you guys voted for a lot of tattoos and no piercings, and I agree on that. Like a lot of tattoos but no piercings is like needles. I really don't like needles. I mean, I admire piercings. I like the way they look on others, but I wouldn't want one myself. I don't have any tattoos on me, but I have a few ideas for tattoos, like when I mentioned the money and time for it. I was hoping I could have saved up enough. I was hoping to save up money for a tiger tattoo on Chinese New Year because I was born near the tiger, but unfortunately, just that didn't work out. I've also considered like a Joan of Arc quote or get Fred the fish, the character in SpongeBob who yells "my leg" in the early episodes as like that running gag. I've considered getting him tattooed on my leg at some point. That would be such a meme. Okay, so for this would you rather ones I asked, would you rather only be able to verbally communicate through singing or screaming? 83% of you guys said verbally communicate through singing, which I concur with. Like, I think it'd be easier to sing all the time instead of screaming because I bust my vocal cords. There's a lot of places where you really don't want to be screaming, like at a church or a library or in a classroom or wherever else. Right. So you rather have a ghost spank you every night for a week while you're trying to sleep, or a Sasquatch rip down your front door to trash your house? 67% of you guys voted for the ghost to spank you every night for a week and I agree with that. That would suck being spanked by a ghost every night. But at least it's only for a week. While like if a Sasquatch were to rip down my door and just trash my house, like then I have to then my house is destroyed and I have to replace it. So I agree with you guys. The 67% of you voted for the ghost spanking. All right, this one was dedicated to SpongeBob because it was on Steve because it was like right before Stephen Hill what would have been Stephen Hillenburg's 59th birthday. May he rest in peace. Would you rather be the real Dirty Dan or Pinhead Larry? And 100% of you guys voted for the real Dirty Dan. I'd say I'm Dirty Dan. 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 Screaming, get you never. Okay, I love that episode. Right, which superpower would you rather have? Invisibility or see through walls? I think the 100% of you guys voted for invisibility. This is a hard one because being able to see through walls that would be interesting for sure. But at the same time, I feel like that'd be a huge violation of people's privacy if I could just like look through like walls and like see my roommates like jacking off or like having sex. Like, no, I shouldn't have said that. So yeah, I vote for visibility, like you guys did. Oh, so this one was on so this one was the day after it was on September 2nd, which is the day after September 1st, with the whole, like, waking up when September ends, so, would you rather have a superhuman ability to sleep through an entire month like Billie Joe Armstrong, Green Day's lead singer, or keep your human sleep schedule as is? And 80% of you guys voted for sleep through an entire month like Billie. I would do that too. I was just interested, like, because you're supposed to get like what 8 to 10 hours of sleep every night. That's what's recommended. So if like you spend 360, like, do you just like sleep through an entire month, right? And then just like only sleep very little, like maybe like 2 to 3 hours of sleep or maybe 4 hours of sleep every night for the rest of the year? That would be really interesting. Okay, so this one is like, would you rather go skinny dipping on a cold, snowy day or run a mile in all winter clothes during a heat wave? 80% of you guys voted for skinny dipping on a cold, snowy day. I would vote for that. I would pick that as well because I could just like jump into the water naked and just like come out like right there. But it's like run a mile in all winter clothes during a heat wave. It's like running a mile takes long was would probably take longer. I ran cross country in high school and I did spring track my freshman and junior years. I don't remember what my PR is, but I think I ran a mile once in like a little more than 5 minutes. Again, I don't recall. But I would go skinny dipping on a cold snowy day. Okay, this one was, would you rather make out with Kanye West for 30 seconds or explode? 60% of you guys voted for make out with Kanye West for 30 seconds. Yeah, I would too, because I don't want to die. I don't want to explode. That's not a weird answer question. Okay, so would you rather use sunscreen as shampoo or use shampoo as sunscreen? 100% of you guys voted for use sunscreen as shampoo. That would be really because like, how would that feel on my hair? Well, I guess it's only my hair that's like feeling it, not the rest of my body. So I'd probably say use sunscreen as shampoo. Okay, so this one is like, so again, it's on the last day of September. So it's like, oh, since Green Day is ending their hibernation tomorrow, I had to ask, like, if you grew up in the 2000s loving pop punk, the whole pop punk scene, like myself, I feel like you're either like a Green Day person or a Blink 182 person, or maybe you're a Fall Out Boy or Paramore, MCR, Panic at Disco person. So with that being said, which band would you like to listen to if made to choose between one or the other? Again, this is pretty simple, but 67% of you guys voted for Blink 182, which is interesting because I remember like Watch Mojo doing their whole like top 10 like best pop punk bands of all time video. Green Day was number two, Blink was number one, and like all the Green Day fans were like flipping out in the comments about it. But even though, like, I think Billy Joe Armstrong himself said that he hates the word pop punk. So yeah, which is weird because My Chemical Romance also says they hate the word emo for describing their music. But whatever, I guess. But I would rather listen to Green Day because again, that's my favorite band of all time. Let's see this. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so the next like four of these would be like Halloween themed because it was during October 2020. Would you and the boys rather be vampires or werewolves? 89% of you guys voted for werewolves. And I agree. I think it would just be easier living life as a werewolf because if I only am like gonna transform on nights of full moons, well, it'd be difficult finding a safe place to be so I don't, hurt anyone. But if I was a vampire, I would have to like I can't walk out in the sun anymore because I'd burn to death and like it would just I just think life would be simpler as a werewolf than a vampire. So I pick I pick werewolves as well. All right. Would you rather throw a wild dance party in a haunted house full of ghosts or a haunted graveyard full of dancing skeletons? Spooky, scary skeletons send shivers down your spine. Yeah, I'd probably throw like a party with the graveyard full of dancing skeletons because it's not a graveyard now; it's a raveyard. But All right. Would you rather dress up for Halloween like a boyfriend, girlfriend in a couple costume like Mario and Princess Peach, or friends in a combo costume like Cartman, Kyle, Stan, and Kenny from South Park? 89% of you guys voted for friends because, well, I mean, I'm single right now, so it's like I would rather like dress up with my friends. I dressed up as Kenny this past Halloween. I tried like a few years ago, I asked my friend Mark if he wanted to dress up as Shrek with me while I dressed up as Donkey, and he was like, "No." Then this year, I asked him like, "Hey, do you want to dress up as Cartman with me?" He's like, "No, Vitas, you've officially, I'm revoking your couple costume like idea privileges." Let's say, oh, so I posted this Would You Rather Wednesday on November 11th, which was the ninth birthday of Skyrim. Jeez, that game is 10 years old now. That's crazy. So for this was going on my fellow Skyrim fans. If you lived in Skyrim during their whole civil war, would you rather fight for the Imperials or Stormcloaks? 86% of you guys voted for the Imperials, and I agree. Like when you start Skyrim, like even though it's just that one captain who wanted you executed, while the rest of the Imperials don't have a problem with you. Like even General Tullius says, like, hey, what like apologizes and is like, hey, you being up to the chopping block was a terrible misunderstanding. While Ulfric Stormcloak, he started the war and plunged the whole like Skyrim into chaos. And yeah, the Imperials, it's not totally black and white. I mean, the Empire banned like Talos worship was like, what's your beef with Talos? But yeah, the Stormcloaks were all racist and like hated anyone who's not a Nord. So yeah, I'd say the Imperials too. This is like nostalgia to me at this point. 2 years goes by too fast. 2 years too fast. Hey, hey. All right, the next, 2 of these are gonna be Thanksgiving themed because it was during November. What would you rather fight in a gladiator pit, an ostrich or 20 turkeys? 90% of you guys voted for the ostrich, and I agree because I think the 20 turkeys would just, like, all gang up on me and just become overwhelming, and they would just, like, pin me to the ground, just, like, peck me and eat me while I'm still alive. That'd be brutal. While an ostrich would be pretty hard to kill, but at least it's just one of them, so it'd be a more, like, balanced match. That's always funny. Uh, what would you rather eat for Thanksgiving dinner? A vacuum cleaner or a mini fridge? 88% of you guys voted for the vacuum cleaner, which I found surprising. I would say the mini fridge because if there's food in the mini fridge, I get to eat the food in the mini fridge, right? Makes sense. I think so, at least. Okay, so the next four of these were also going to be like Christmas themed because it was during December. Hollow Thanksmas, the last like quarter of the year. That's a good time for sure. Would you rather have pointed ears like a Santa elf or a glowing red nose like Rudolph? 71% of you guys voted for the pointed ears, and I agree with that because I think having pointed ears would just be easier to conceal. I'll just like wear a hat covering my ears. While if I have a glowing red nose like Rudolph, like everyone's gonna see it. All right, so would you rather spend all day dressed up as Santa Claus in the middle of a Sahara desert or in a swimsuit while Christmas caroling in Alaska? And 80% guys voted for Santa in the middle of the Sahara desert. I agree because yeah, it'd probably be really heavy. I'll sweat a lot, maybe die of a heat stroke. But I guess I didn't specify this one like how thick the Santa costume would be. Well, if I wore a swimsuit while Christmas caroling in Alaska, I would just freeze to death. All right, this is another Christmas themed poll. Would you rather celebrate the holidays with Harry Potter and the gang at Hogwarts or Charlie Brown and the rest of the Peanuts? 60%, 67% of guys voted for Charlie Brown and the Peanuts, which I found really interesting because, like, I mean, I just finished listening to audiobook for Goblet of Fire, so I would say Harry Potter and the gang. Yeah, that for sure. All right, so this is the last Christmas theme. Would you rather question? What would you rather eat for Christmas dinner this Friday? Spaghetti topped with candy canes, candy corn syrup, or a dozen chocolate covered cherries at once? 70% of you guys voted for the spaghetti topped with candy canes and candy stuff and syrup. And I agree with that because it'd probably be a lot more like filling than the chocolate covered cherries. Okay, this is the first one I did for 2021. Would you rather have the ability to speak to animals or speak every language fluently? 68% of you guys voted for speak to animals, which I think I'd say so as well. Because like my major was English, but my minor was zoology, and I'm looking at zoo internships right now. So if I could be like a zookeeper and have like the ability to communicate with animals, that would be excellent. I think this is the record, 34 votes. Would you rather go out clubbing in a pink bunny suit or have a super high-pitched chipmunk voice for an entire day? Like, 76% of guys voted for the chipmunk voice for an entire day, which I think that's interesting because I remember, like, when my friend Casey and I, we saw, like, Weezer and Green Day and Fall Out Boy back in August during the Hella Mega Tour. We saw a dude there dressed up as a unicorn, so I don't get that big deal going out in a bunny suit. I'd say the bunny suit. Okay, what would you rather do, while giving a presentation during a business meeting? Fart really loudly or silently poop your pants? 100% of guys voted for fart really loud, and I agree because like silently poop in my pants because I had to change out afterwards. Well, if I just fart, it's like a brr, and that's over. So it's like it would still be really embarrassing, but I'd rather do the fart. Okay, so this one was the day before my mother's birthday, so I asked, "What super inappropriate gift would you rather give to your mom as a birthday present? A bag of rocks or a gallon of gas?" 96% of you guys voted for the bag of rocks, and I agree with you guys on that. Even though she'd probably take the bag of rocks, just like whack me upside the face with it afterwards. But yeah, a gallon of gas would just be like messy because where are you gonna put it? Oh, I was really proud of you guys for this one. I asked, like, would you rather see everyone use the Chinese zodiac or the Western one? And 82% of you guys voted for the Chinese zodiac. This was right before Chinese New Year, which last year was Year of the Ox, and this year is Year of the Tiger. And I've always liked the Chinese zodiac more than the Western one because not only is it a lot easier to memorize, it's also just like my sister ruined the Western one for me when we were growing up. Like her birthday's actually on Saturday, so I might give her a birthday shout out when if I'm probably gonna see Morbius either tomorrow or Saturday after work. So yeah, I'll give her a shout out then. But yeah, she always growing up, she always pulled like the "I'm an Aries" excuse whenever she was misbehaving. It just got really annoying. But there's like teenage girls just like ruin the zodiac signs for everybody. So this was a Would You Rather Wednesday. I asked you guys on Ash Wednesday, which marks the season of Lent. What would you rather give up for 40 days? Taking showers or sleeping anywhere aside from hard floors? That like you guys, 71% of you guys vote for sleep anywhere aside from hard floors. I agree with that because not taking showers for 40 days. I mean, I guess I could take baths, but like those don't use less water when you shower. So like I would rather sleep anywhere aside from hard floors because I could probably just bring like a like cushion myself like blankets and a pillow. I didn't specify you couldn't. Okay, so I asked this one when I was taking a diversity of fishes class, like spring semester of last year. Which prehistoric shark species, excuse me, would you rather bet on winning a fight? One megalodon or 10 hybotuses, which were like these 2 meter long shark species that lived during the Mesozoic era. 91% of guys voted for the megalodon, and I would agree with that because they would probably just like chop on all the hybotuses. Okay, would you rather date your best friend or someone you don't know? 64% of you guys voted for best friend, which is like, when you're in a relationship with someone, that person becomes your best friend. It's like, oh yeah, I married my best friend or something like that. It was like, would you rather date someone you don't know? It's like, that's kind of what it is like nowadays, especially with like apps like Bumble or Tinder or Hinge. It's like, you just meet the person for the first time after talking to them like over messaging for like a few weeks, perhaps. But yeah, I would rather date my best friend as well. This one was on St. Patrick's Day last year, so it's like, uh, which mythical creature from Ireland would you rather have as a roommate, a banshee or a leprechaun? 80% of you guys voted for the leprechaun. I agree because they could just like produce like infinite amounts of gold for us, right? So we can have like basically free rent for as long as you're living there. While a banshee will just like scream and bust your eardrums. Okay, would you rather wake up naked in the woods 5 miles from home or in your underwear at work? You guys, 100% of you guys voted for naked in the woods 5 miles from home, and I agree because, like, If I wake up in my underwear at work, I'm gonna be fired. While naked in the woods, if I know where I'm going, I can just like walk home. That would probably be super difficult. All right, so this one was like right before Godzilla versus Kong was released. I like who would you rather bet on winning this monster fight, Godzilla or Kong? And 91% of guys voted for Godzilla, which I agree. Like I know they sized Kong up to be like Godzilla-ish size, but it's like Godzilla still has like he's got stronger teeth, claws, armor like scales, the nuclear breath. No, I won't spoil it for you guys for anyone who hasn't seen Godzilla versus Kong yet for whatever reason you guys have had over a year, almost like over a year to do so. But I was just really satisfied with that movie ended. Albeit it was predictable, but satisfying. So I actually gave you guys four different options for this one. Which unnatural hair color would you rather have as your natural color for the rest of your life? Blue, purple, green, or pink? My hair used to be pink itself. Like 55% of guys voted for blue, 27% voted for purple, 18% voted for green, and nobody voted for pink. It's like, what? My hair used to be pink. Like, curse you guys. I'm just kidding. I love you. I probably say green because my avatars, like my smiley face that I have as my avatar's hair is green, so I'd probably just go with green. I look like Jacksepticeye. Would you rather spend a few days in the Pacific Northwest or Mexico? 86%, like if it was like for vacation for a few days, 86% of guys voted for Pacific Northwest, and I agree. I've been to Mexico. My friend Mark and I went to Cancun 3 years ago for spring break. Yeah, Mexico is beautiful. Like the whole country is just amazing. But I've never been to the Pacific Northwest, so I'd say that. I would love to see the temperate rainforest in Canada, so I can see like Komodo bears in person, like white black bears. Yeah, those exist. And they're super cool. But this is the 52nd Would You Rather Wednesday, so it's like this marked a year since I started doing like these polls. And it's I and this is like the day before Earth Day, so it's like which would you rather which would you rather, excuse me, sacrifice to lower your environmental impact, meat or showers? 89% of you guys voted for meat, and yeah, I'd agree. I mean, I've considered like trying veganism, like at least like just like as a challenge at some point, just not anytime soon. So I'd say meat as well. Yeah, though it would be difficult because meat is so delicious, but it's also not sustainable for the planet. No, neither is tofu and soy products. So it's like facts a trigger a vegan is just like, hey, like for the production of soy products like tofu and like soy milk is uses even more like water and soil than beef does. Like I'm not joking. Just look that up. This one was like study themed for like other CS for my fellow CSU students. Which study drink would you rather give up for the rest of your life, coffee or energy drinks? 73% of you guys voted for energy drinks because yeah, I would. I mean, they're both like nice. I don't drink like the mainstream energy drinks like Red Bull or Monster all like not as often as I used to at least. I mostly drink like hold up like the more natural energy drinks like this. But yeah, I'd rather because like also energy drinks are always cold drinks while coffee can be hot or cold. So I'd go with the coffee. I would rather give up energy drinks. Okay, so this one was on Cinco de Mayo, so it's like I had to keep this one festive. Would you rather have infinite amounts of burritos or tacos? 67% of guys voted for burritos. That kind of surprised me because the tacos, they can be either hard shelled or soft shelled, while burritos are all just soft shelled. The tacos, you get more diversity. So I would say tacos personally. This one, 50% of you guys, this is like a 50-50, just like dead in the middle poll, and I was really proud of it. Okay, would you rather have hooves for feet or a dog-like tail? I mean, here's the thing, if I had hooves as feet, it's like I would never have to worry about wearing shoes again, but at the same time, I guess some surfaces are rougher on hooves than others. So I mean, having a dog-like tail, it's like, how would I wear pants again? Because like there's no like I guess it depends on like how high up my tail is located. Like if I had a tail like right on my tailbone, I guess that'd be kind of difficult. Ah, jeez. I'd say a dog-like tail. Let's just put off. Let's do that. Okay, which fictional planet would you rather spend your summer at? Tatooine or Pandora? 100% guys vote for Tatooine, which surprised me. I'd say Pandora because Pandora is just like it's more lush, it's more like vibrant. While Tatooine's all desert, Pandora has like forests and grasslands, and it rains there. And it though I would definitely need like a gas mask though to live on Pandora for a summer. But yeah, I'd say Pandora. Okay, I yoinked this one from another YouTuber, so I take no credit for it. It's MV MV Perry. Geez, I can't speak tonight. Gets the credit for this one, not me. Would you rather go around and kiss 100 people or punch 100 people? And 82% of guys voted for kiss 100 people. And I probably get in trouble with the police because people probably accuse me of sexual harassment if I went around kissing 100 people. But yeah, I'd rather kiss 100 people because kissing is like a friendly gesture or like a romantic gesture, while punching is just like assault. So I'd rather kiss 100 people. All right, what would you rather have as a pet? Four wolves or a warg from the Lord of the Rings? Like 100% of guys voted for wolves. I would rather have the warg personally so I can ride it. That would be so cool. I was taking like a biology class that summer, like it was a vertebrate biology. That's where I met my friend Anna. You guys probably seen them in my New Year's Eve Q&A video or Q&A live stream. Would you rather be able to fly like an ostrich or swim like a gorilla? This one is kind of a joke because like ostriches can't fly and apes like gorillas can't swim. And 56% guys voted for swim like a gorilla. I mean, I would rather fly like an ostrich. I can't fly, but I'll never have to fly. Well, if I swim like a gorilla, it's like if I fall into a lake, then I'm screwed because I can't swim out of it. So I'd rather be able to fly like an ostrich, even though ostriches don't fly. Would you rather pinch a grizzly bear's nipple or swim in a pool full of crocodiles? 64% of you guys voted for pinch a grizzly bear's nipple. I don't even do grizzly bears even have nipples? I mean, I guess the females do, but yeah, it'd probably rip me to shreds afterwards, though. I guess I'll like channel my inner Leonardo DiCaprio and just go revenant on the grizzly bear. So I'd say pinch a grizzly bear's nipple. Yeah. What would you rather do for 30 seconds? Stick your head up an elephant's butt or be completely submerged in a pool of maggots? 80% of you guys voted for the maggots. Yeah, I agree because at least I mean, I'm not gonna be able to breathe for 30 seconds either way, but at least I won't be like totally. I think the maggots would be easier to get off than the smell of like an elephant's anus. So I'd say the maggots. Let's pretend you're in the last battle scene in Lord of the Rings. Which army would you rather lead into battle at the Black Gate? 10,000, like 1,000 lions or 100,000 chihuahuas? 83% of you guys voted for the 1,000 lions. I would, oh my gosh, I would say the chihuahuas, the 100,000 chihuahuas. That'd be such a meme. Just roll up there with 100,000 chihuahuas behind me. The orcs open the Black Gate and they just turn around like understandable. Have a good day, and they just leave. So I'd say the Chihuahuas. Right, well, which theme park would you rather spend a day at? One with real dinosaurs like Jurassic Park, or a park with Ice Age animals? 79% of you guys voted for the Ice Age animals, which I was kind of surprised by that because I feel like dinosaurs tend to capture our childlike imaginations more than Ice Age animals do. But it's kind of understandable because it's like Ice Age animals, so they all break out. It's not gonna be as scary as like T Rexes and like Velociraptors, I suppose. So, uh, yeah, I'd probably say Ice Age animals as well. So if you were given a magic wand that could instantly take either of these animals off the endangered species list, which species would you rather save? Javan rhinos or Chinese river dolphins? I'd say Chinese river dolphins because Javan rhinos are protected a lot more than they are by law and stuff like that. Well, China just doesn't care at all. The Chinese government just is letting the river dolphins die with no like efforts being made to save them. So yeah, 100% of you guys voted for the river dolphins, and I would too. All right, which mythical creature would you rather spend one day as, a unicorn or a dragon? 75% of you guys voted for the dragon, and that makes sense because the unicorn is just like a horse with a horn on its head, while a dragon is like it flies, it breathes fire, it's got teeth and claws, and it's probably a lot bigger than a unicorn as well. So I'd rather spend one day as a dragon. This is a funny one. Would you rather Wednesday 69? Tee. Would you rather share a house with two polar bears or 20 penguins? You guys voted for the two polar bears. 75% of you guys voted for the two polar bears, that is, which I found kind of surprising because if I lived with 20 penguins, yeah, that would be really messy because penguins, they smell and they make quite a mess. But at least I don't even worry about my roommates like slitting my throat and eating me alive. So I'd say the 20 penguins. Okay, which completely nonsensical hybrid would you rather see? Gamoose, which is a creature with the head of a goose but body of a moose, or Magoose, which is, head of a moose but body of a goose. Like, I would probably say the Gamoose. The 67% of guys voted for that, and I agree. Like, I got the idea, like, because I work at a dog daycare, and I was with little dogs, like, around the time I posted this. But like, there's a French bulldog there named Moose, and there's this like I want this like gray terrier mix. My memory is correct, named Goose, and they were just playing and like Goose versus Moose. Well, so I got the idea. It's like, what if there was like a hybrid between a moose and a goose? That'd be really sweet. Okay, which breakfast food would you rather have an infinite supply of? Pancakes, waffles, or French toast? 78% of you guys voted for pancakes, while 11% voted for waffles and 11% voted for French toast. And I agree with the pancakes. Yeah, pancakes are my favorite out of all the three like breakfast food options. Though I do love me some waffles and French toast as well. This one was completely ridiculous. Would you rather wrestle a mailbox that breathes fire or a trash can that flies around on rainbows and dirty diapers? 100% of you guys voted for the mailbox that breathes fire because like a trash can that flies around on rainbows and dirty diapers. Like the dirty diapers would just be like really gross. Well, I mean, I don't want to burn to death, but I'd rather wrestle a mailbox that the fire breathing mailbox. So, would you rather always smell like mashed potatoes or have corn stuck in your teeth? And 71% of you guys voted for corn stuck in my teeth. Yeah, that would suck. But like, if I smell like mashed potatoes, like I don't want to subject others to me smelling like mashed potatoes. At least I won't smell if I have corn stuck in my teeth. Now, this is another one 50-50 split evenly. I'm so happy with for you guys on this one. Would you rather always sleep with socks on or never sleep with socks? I'm gonna tip the balance a little bit, say I'd rather always sleep with socks on. I'm not that guy where it's like, "Oh, yeah, I always sleep with socks," or "I never sleep with socks." It really just depends on night because, if it's a hot night, I'm not gonna wear socks. Now, if it's too cold, I'm gonna wear socks. So I'd rather always sleep with socks on, so, like, on the cold nights, I'm not just like, "Oh, my feet are just killing me." So, which member of the Suicide Squad would you rather have as a partner for the zombie apocalypse? Bloodsport, Harley, Ratcatcher 2, Polka Dot Man, or King Shark? 60% of you guys voted for Bloodsport, 10% voted for Harley, 20% voted for Ratcatcher 2, and 10% voted for King Shark. I love all those characters very much. But I'm gonna go with Ratcatcher 2 because like I'll get a female companion for the zombie apocalypse, which that's always a good thing. And also she can just like summon like her rats to either eat the zombies or as a distraction. So if we're just like there's just, like an entire like herd of zombies coming at us, like she can just summon the rats so the zombies eat the rats instead of us. I mean, I obviously rest in peace to the rats, but I mean at least we'd get away easier. So I'd say Ratcatcher too. Danielle Melchior, if you're watching us right now, please call me. Again, the next like three of these are gonna be spooky themed, because it was also during October. Which Spooktober creature would you rather have as your significant other, a vampire or a werewolf? 75% of you guys voted for the vampire, which I found really interesting because, like I said earlier, it's like you only have to worry about like if I had a vampire girlfriend, I can't go outside there because she was just burned to death, and she had like sucked people's blood. While werewolf girlfriend be like, I only need to worry about her like being dangerous on nights with full moons, and I could like keep tabs on her and all that stuff. So I would rather say the werewolf. I would rather date a werewolf. Which Halloween candy would you rather have 10,000 pounds of? Chocolate candies like Hershey's and Recess, or fruity candies like Skittles and Lollipops? 63% of you guys voted for the fruity candies. I agree with that because like I can share that candy with all my friends. And like here's the thing with the chocolate candies, like that's I can't share it with like my friends who have like nut allergies because most chocolate candies have nuts in them. So I'd rather go with the fruity candies. Okay, this is the last Spooktober, last of the Halloween themed questions, I promise. Would you rather be haunted by ghost children or be a ghost yourself and haunt children? 86% of you guys voted for be haunted by ghost children, which you guys have some heart. You don't want to like haunt little kids, you don't want to scare little kids, and I really admire that. I would rather be haunted by ghost children too. I was kind of surprised. It's 100% of you guys voted for like, would you rather hate your job but love your coworkers? You 100% voted for that instead of love your job but hate your coworkers. I guess like just a positive like work space, with like good people that you're working with can really make or break your job. I suppose. So it's like if I hate my job but I love my coworkers, it's like yeah, I'd rather have that. I love my job very much, what I currently do, and hopefully I can find like start a career in a field I really enjoy. Because if you love your job, you'll never work a day in your life. But yeah, I'd rather hate my job with my coworkers as well. Would you rather never be able to listen to your favorite artist again, or only listen to your favorite artist and nothing else? Like yeah, 80% of you guys voted for never be able to listen to your favorite artist, and I agree with that. That never listening to Green Day again, that would really suck. But at the same time, I don't like listen to them like 24/7. There's a lot of other bands I listen to as well. Like I have like a few playlists on Spotify. Like my spring playlist is mostly like pop punk and like alternative email bands. Like not just Green Day, but also like Fall Out Boy, Imagine Dragons, MCR, Blink, Simple Plan, Social Distortion. You got the idea. And while my summer playlist is mostly like classic hard rock, like Motley Crue, Guns N' Roses, and Kiss, and my fall playlist is mostly like metal bands like Black Sabbath and Slipknot and guys like that. So yeah, I have a very, very diverse range of music, and I think I'd rather never listen to my favorite artist again. Though that would be so bad because Green Day has done so much for me over the years. All right, so the next two are Thanksgiving themed again. Would you rather fight a turkey every time you left the house, or sword fight a Bigfoot randomly once a year? Like, if I had to fight a turkey, like 75% of you guys would rather fight a turkey every time you left the house. That would be so annoying. Because what if I'm like rushing to work and I got to deal with a crazy bird like attacking me? Like that would suck. Well, if I sword fight a Bigfoot randomly once a year, at least it's just once a year. Even though I'd probably lose, but like, like at least it only happens like once a year instead of like every day. What would you rather use as shampoo? Mashed potatoes or stuffing? 91% of you guys voted for the mashed potatoes. And I agree on that. Yeah, stuffing is just a lot like chunkier. It would just be really gross. All mashed potatoes is smoother. So I go with the mashed potatoes. And the next 40s are gonna be Christmas themed again. You're stuck in a room for 24 hours and have to listen to the same song on loop until you're released. Would you rather be tortured with "All I Want for Christmas Is You" by Mariah Carey or "Last Christmas" by Wham? 80% of you guys voted for "Last Christmas." I agree. I do like Christmas music. My winter playlist, like I have two winter playlists. One is without Christmas music, which is like just a huge mix of like all different genres, and the other is with Christmas music. It's like a big mix, both Christmassy and not Christmassy music, because during every December, I want to be festive and listen to Christmas music, but I don't want to get sick of it. And I like Christmas music, but not Mariah Carey. That song is in play in absolute oblivion. And I can't stand it. So I'd rather go with Last Christmas by Wham. Would you rather live in a giant gingerbread house or ride the Polar Express? 89% of you guys voted for live in a giant gingerbread house because I just eat my own house. That'd be really funny. Would you rather be allowed to eat fruitcake for 2 days or candy canes for 2 days? 71% of you guys voted for the fruitcakes for 2 days. Like, yeah, I would too, because that'd be a lot more sustainable. Like, it'd be a lot more filling and not as bad for your teeth, I suppose. And this is a fun fact by Paul Steinhauser. Please forgive me if I'm mispronouncing your name. Holiday fruitcake can last for decades. I was actually used as building material. It is as strong as bricks. I did not know that. That's really cool. Cool tidbit. Let me just scroll back down. Oh wait, I don't need to scroll that far. Oh boy. I'm up really early for work tomorrow, so I'm gonna try to like breeze through these. Would you rather loudly sing jingle bells every time you walk into a room or wear a Santa Claus suit every day to school and or work? 27% of you guys voted for 73% of you guys, excuse me, voted for loudly singing jingle bells every time you walk into a room. I don't want to like tire out my voice though, so I would rather wear a Santa Claus suit every day to work because yeah, that would be pretty inconvenient. But as soon as I get to work, I can just take it right off. You have to wear it to work, but you don't have to wear it like while you're actually at work. So I'd say the Santa Claus suit. All right, this is the first one that I did for 2022, back in January. So we're getting close to the end. Would you rather nickname? So like I got a Nintendo Switch back in November. I've had a really good time with Shining Pearl, but I've had a blast with Legends Arceus, and I feel like I should get Sword. I've considered like playing Sword or Shield before Pokemon Violet and Scarlet come out at the end of this year, but I'll have to keep thinking about that. Would you rather nickname all your Pokemon after DC characters or Marvel characters? 90% of you guys are for DC characters. I agree. Having a Sharpedo named Nanale would be pretty sweet. Not gonna lie. Excuse me. But yeah, it's like when I was a kid, I always want to see like a Pokemon, like Pokemon games called Pokemon like Orange and Purple. It's like, oh, Violet Scarlet. It's like, oh, it's close. Okay, would you rather live your life being the funniest person ever or the smartest person ever? 88% of you guys voted for the smartest person ever, which, yeah, I could. Yeah, I think I agree with that. Like being the smartest person ever, that would be like knowledge is power. Being funny is great too. Hopefully, I won't lose my sense of humor though if I like become that smart though. All right, would you rather torture yourself by wearing wet socks or wet mittens? 83% of you guys voted for the wet socks, which I don't really wear mittens. So like I have no idea what wet mittens feels like. I assume it's probably really bad. I feel gross. So yeah, I guess I'd say I'd rather wear wet socks. Would you rather be the most athletic person in the world or best musician ever and play every instrument? 71% of you guys voted for best musician ever. I agree with that. I do love me some music. I mean, being the most athletic person in the world, that would be pretty. That would be. That's a hard one. Actually, I changed my mind. I'd rather be the most athletic person in the world, so I can, just like be an excellent runner and be strong, and also the chicks love it. So yeah, I'd rather be the most athletic person in the world. So this one was the day after Chinese New Year. Again, this year is Year of the Tiger. Back, that's back in February. Which big cat species would you rather have the superpower to transform into? 60% of you guys voted for tiger. 27% voted for lion. 7% voted for leopard, and 7% voted for snow leopard. No love for jaguars, guys. Like 0% for jaguars. Come on now. But yeah, I agree with that 60%. I'd rather had the superpowers transform into a tiger because, well, not only was I born near a tiger, but it's like seeing a tiger at the downtown aquarium in Denver when I was like in preschool inspired me to be a zookeeper. It's like foiled me. Like I remember my sister was like really just afraid of the tiger, but I was like, whoa, it's a big cat. It's orange. It has stripes. And I remember the tiger jumping in the water and going for a swim. I was like, and it swims. So yeah, I'd rather be able to turn into a tiger. I'm surprised you guys in this one. Which music streaming service would you rather use, Apple Music or Spotify? 70% vote for Apple Music. I use Spotify, so I'd rather use Spotify because I mean, the only like Apple. I mean, I have a MacBook Pro and I got this iPod right here, which I don't really listen to music on anymore. I use it more as like an alarm clock. Yeah, I think changing to Spotify was like the right choice. Now, which would you rather have as a pet, a wolf-sized pug or a tiger-sized kitty? 80% of you guys voted for the tiger-sized kitty, which that would be it's what it sounds like. It's a big it's a tiger for your house. I mean, a wolf-sized pug that would be really interesting. But actually, wait, no. I'm more allergic to cats than the dogs. It's like I used to have both of my allergies used to be really bad. But I'm still like kind of iffy with cats. It's like, my friends have a cat and they have us over for game nights, like sometimes, and they have a cat, and it's like, it just like my throat always gets itchy whenever I go to that house. But like me working with dogs, it's like I said, my dog allergies aren't nearly as bad as they used to be. The worst thing that's happened on a job is just like occasionally my arms just get itchy from petting the dogs too much. But that's an easy fix. I just like go to the break room when I'm like done working and just like wash off my arms with like hot water and I'm good to go. Okay, so you're stuck in the middle of nowhere wearing your most embarrassing clothes and avocado mask smeared on your face. Would you rather be rescued by a loved one or rescued by a stranger? Well, 100% of you guys vote for be rescued by a loved one, which I agree with on that. There'd probably be a lot of explain. Imagine my roommate just like rescuing me with an avocado mask smeared on my face in your most embarrassing clothes. It's like, they'd be like, "What happened to you, dude?" I'd just be like, Don't ask." This is another Ash Wednesday themed would you rather question. Uh, so would you rather give up? What would you rather sacrifice for 40 days? Internet or sweets? I think I made this one a little too easy. 75% of you guys voted for the sweets, and yeah, it's like you don't need junk food, but it's like I do having not be able to use the internet. That would be pretty challenging nowadays. I was kind of bummed out myself because this is another like unanimous, like 100% poll. Would you rather be bald with a 5 foot beard or no facial hair with 5 foot long hair? Oh, that was. I'd probably say having no facial hair with 5 foot long hair because it's like the beard would just like get in the way of like what if I like step on my beard by accident? That would suck. So yeah, I'd rather have the facial no facial hair with 5 foot long like hair. Okay, I yeah, this is the last one. So, would you rather one so this is the 99th would you rather Wednesday before the one I had last week asking you guys to, whether you wanted me to make this or not. Would you rather date someone who only communicates through dog noises or cat noises? 82% of you guys voted for the dog noises. See, cats aren't as noisy as dogs. Like if my girlfriend would just like be barking, that would just like hurt my eardrums. So I would say cat noises. Alrighty, well, that wraps up this live stream. Yeah, this is. I'm probably gonna do this again like 2-ish years now when Would You Rather Wednesday 200 comes around. Man, I'm gonna be 25 by then. Jeez, I can't believe my sister is turning 26 this weekend. That's gonna be crazy. But yeah, you have an excellent night. Bye bye.